to live in the country on a high lonesome hill. Crow by day, by night the whippoorwill. I used to live in the country on a high lonesome hill. Crow by day, by night the whippoorwill. But I'm satisfied, tickled too, just to be with you. Well, I'm going downtown with my hat caved in, coming back home with a pocket full of tin. Well, I'm going downtown with my hat caved in, coming back home with a pocket full of tin. Well, I'm satisfied, tickled too, just to be with you.
Me and my dog are going to get through with this in pretty quick, and I'm going to take a break for today. Good morning, America.
Hello, everybody. We decided that we would give you a little talk about why we have made a summer kitchen, why we've added a room onto our house, basically, to only have a wood cook stove in it. And today's the day. But first I'm going to show you what we've done. I'm going to take you outside and show you around and show you what we've done to add this building onto our patio and onto our house. Well, this is the pond side of our house, and I have to confess that it's kind of messy right now because of the construction and everything. But this end of the patio, we set off about 16 to 18 feet and closed it in by using 2x6 framework. And then we covered it with the pine siding. We just put a storm door on here. Hopefully that's going to be good enough. We put lots of window space because we like light. We like sunlight coming into our house. In that end of our patio, we already have a closet that old guy built whenever we built the house. In there is our deep freeze and some area for tools to be stored, and then the stove is in that corner with, you can see in relation to the windows. Also, we put the siding in here. It's car siding, like knotty pine car siding with a basically clear finish on it. It's similar to what we already had on the house, but this is fairly weathered because this is 10 years old. And those doors go directly into our living room. And there's our name with that our youngest son made for us a few years ago. At this point we have our wood stacked in here. I don't know what's going to happen for the long haul. And at this point the floor is only the concrete that was original. And basically it's the same floor that the slab is inside. I don't know if we'll ever do something else with it. We might possibly paint it, or, you know, tile would be nice, but I don't know if we'll ever get that done.
And we tried to come up with a few reasons that we built this room to try to justify it. And I think we had some pretty good reasons. One of our main reasons, or at least my main reason, was the potential that we could have an EMP. And if that happens, probably that will last several years. At least the consequences would. And so we thought we maybe ought to have a cook stove that would burn wood so we wouldn't starve to death. Or
Not have to cook over an open fire outside.
yes.
We're old enough that we need everything to be as easy as possible these days. And so that's my main thing too. And the idea of having an EMP is pretty big. The biggest idea of why we might lose electricity, but just losing electricity overall, no matter what the reason, and there are various ways that an EMP, an electromagnetic pulse, can happen. It can happen by nature, or it can be man-created. And so we decided that we wanted to prepare for that, and it's a decision that can save our lives if we need it. And if we don't need it, we've spent some money, but it hasn't hurt us too bad. I think even the fact that we can cook out here without heating up the house, if we need to, I can do my canning with wood instead of electricity and stuff like that.
And my second reasoning to build this kitchen was the possibility, of which I think we're already into, is the grand solar minimum, which is going to shorten our growing season considerably for a number of years, and also getting a little cooler, just a few degrees cooler in the fall and winter. We can have some rather severe ice storms, because quite often we're having a shower go on for several days and just be right on the border of being ice or rain. And so
we've actually been out here where we've been without electricity for a full week. There was a big ice storm that knocked the power out for a long time, and that can happen anywhere. It doesn't have to be out in the middle of the country. It can happen to people in cities too. So we know that there is a high possibility of that happening. So it's difficult to cook without an easy place to cook. And we have a wood stove in our house, but it's very efficient, and it doesn't lend itself to really doing cooking well. Plus the top of it is not great big. It's a great little stove for heating our house, but it's not a good stove for cooking.
well, if you get it hot enough to cook on, it'll roast you in the house.
Yeah. Our house is earth contact, which means it's partially in the ground, and the back part of it is, well, what I call the back part of the house. I guess you call it that, the back part too, don't you? The back part of the house is partially underground, and so that helps insulate it well. It's easy to heat and cool. And also it's got quite a bit of insulation up in the attic.
Yeah, we tried to put in R30 insulation in the attic, and then we have 6 inches in the walls, so it's very easy to...
And then over this, we built this room on our patio. We took part of the patio, and the patio ceiling is the same ceiling that the house is. Is that the right way to say it?
Yeah.
But we didn't put any insulation over the ceiling of the patio because, you know, we didn't have any need to heat it, but now we do. So that's something we need to do, is blow insulation in the attic up in this part of the kitchen, because it lets a lot of heat go out of the ceiling. And I think that'll make a lot of difference whenever we do get that, because it can be warm in the house, and I know it's warmer in here than it is outside, but when I open the door here to come out here in the morning, it's pretty chilly. Here's another thing that I have thought about using this room for, and we have these windows. There are 3 big windows right here, and this faces southeast, and the sun pretty much comes in there a good share of the day, and especially in the winter when the sun gets lower in the south. And I plan to grow my spring greenhouse vegetables in here. We have a warming table, germination table in our greenhouse that will probably germinate in, but then once they start growing them, I can bring them in here and they'll grow in the sun right here great, and I can keep it warm at night if I need to. Although most greenhouse things like to grow in a cool situation at night and warm during the day. And another thing is that I've brought some of my summer plants. You can see right back here behind me, I've got some plants that I brought in that I usually have to just let them die outside because I don't have a good place in my house to overwinter plants that I might keep outside in the summer. Now I did go through and trim them all back really quite severely, so that I would kind of like for them to go a little bit dormant over this season, and then, but I don't know exactly what will happen to them, and then next summer they can go into a growth spurt again. So I've trimmed them all back, and I've got a deal back here where I've got them hanging, and they're getting quite a bit of sun, which isn't going to help them go dormant probably. They won't know that it's except by the shorter day periods. So we've got our stove back here, and I intend to learn how, and I hope that I can do most of my canning on it. I've got a lot to learn, and I'll be in the process. I'm willing to learn it. Even if I have to go find an Amish lady and go have her show me what she does with her stove, I know that there would be, I could find several women who would be willing to let me visit them for a little bit, and they could show me some tricks of the trade of operating a stove like that, because that's a very common stove for the Amish community near us to have.
And beside that, I think it'd be kind of nice just to sit out here in the fall and the winter and look out the windows at the lake.
That is true. I really think we could benefit from sitting out here in shirt sleeves, sitting in the sun and soaking up some vitamin D. In the wintertime especially. We could maybe set our little red table out here and drink some coffee or eat lunch out here. I think that could be very pleasant. So we could kind of just use it as a sunroom. I guess we're still going to explore the possibilities. So thanks for joining us and listening to us gab a little bit. If you got any good ideas for us, let us know. And we appreciate you guys. Bye for now.
But I'm satisfied, tickled too, just to be with you.